Hello, everyone. I am Tanya Cunningham with Tanya Homes Group, and welcome once again to my Realtor Hat series. And today, definitely you're in for a treat because I am going to be speaking with Jess Bryan of Future Empowered. And what does Jess do? She empowers teenagers, and teenagers definitely are on the tongues of many people inside of their frustrations and so on, wanting to connect. And teenagers really do need help navigating that world because they're going to be adults soon. And Jess is helping them become more empowered inside of their financial goals and their financial needs, and also becoming more effective communicators. That's what she helps them with. So I know this is good for you if you have a teenager, but it's also good for anybody else you know who has one. So definitely have them watch this. Sit back, enjoy, listen to this amazing conversation with Jess, and I'll see you on the other side. Jess, welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me here.
My pleasure. I really wanted to have you here because the future of our children and, you know, the way our world is going, education is so important. And I know that you love teaching and you're doing it in a way that's very different from most. And Future Empowered is something that I think is actually needed for our children. So please explain to us more about what Future Empowered really is.
Yes. Future Empowered is a virtual school that I created to teach teenagers and young adults money management skills and effective communication skills. And these are just two critical skills, money, communication, that I saw a need for our teenagers to really master and to have those as the foundation for them creating their futures and for them to be secure and prosperous and independent and to have a future where they know that they're ready to make these decisions about their money, about their conversations. And by being prepared and having this confidence to step into those decisions that they're going to make, that are going to determine if they're going to be prosperous, if they're able to be abundant, and really so that they're not struggling in poverty and that they get to have a chance at building wealth from an early start.
Wow. That is really amazing in my opinion, because the thing that I find is missing for our youth are, you know, people who can really encourage and impact them in a way that their futures can be bright and just blossoming. And money management is huge. And then you take that and you add communication, which without communication, really, how are we going to survive? It seems like those would be really amazing, wonderful attributes or, you know, skills really to give to the youth. So tell me how your students have been reacting to you since you've been empowering them.
They take it on. They love it. And during our classes together, it's very engaging. And I create an environment in the classes virtually, which is a simulation of them having a job, being a part of a team, learning how to use money. I use a virtual bank account platform.
Oh.
And so during our classes, they are constantly talking to each other, communicating, interacting, asking each other questions. They're sharing, and they keep coming back. They love it. And each time they come back, they're sharing more and more about what's going on in their life, or, you know, they're saying, hey, remember we talked about this last week? Well, guess what happened to me this week? And it shows up in their life, and they're really connecting the dots. They see that this is critical, and they're enjoying learning about money. They want to know what to do with money. They're using money, they're experiencing it, and they want to get ahead. They don't want to struggle, and they've seen struggles of their parents, their family. They've seen, you know, now the kids that are in high school, they're older. They see what their peers are doing. They're on social media. They really are engaged with life in general. And when they come into my class, They're happy to share, they're completely engaged in what we're up to, and they see that this all has meaning in their life and for the future that they want to create and their goals and going to college and establishing a career. And 14, 15, and 16-year-olds who say, actually, yeah, I do want to have a family. And I know that that can be expensive. And how can I be prepared?
Wow.
So it's incredible for them to, they're sharing and they're lit up and they want more.
What an impact, because I can see how, first of all, teenagers, they are that is the age group that we all hear all the time is the hardest to reach in terms of being able to communicate with them, because that's the time when you're really changing and all of those things are happening. And for them to be coming back hungry for more, sharing, excited about their life, I mean, that is something that you should be celebrating, that you're doing that for them, because that's a wow.
Thank you. I love it. And it's so fun. It's really so fun with them.
I applaud you for that, because, I have a teenager and I'm so blessed that she and I communicate so well. And the things that I'm hearing from a lot of people, because I meet a lot of people all the time and we talk about everything, and connecting with their teenager is very challenging. So for you to be giving them this opportunity to really see what communication can mean and how it matters, and also giving them that ability to use money in a way that they can save and understand it, those are the things that I think will make their futures extremely bright. So tell me, how did you come up with Future Empowered, and why did you decide to do this wonderful endeavor?
Well, I myself had experiences of growing up in poverty, and I come from parents who were teen parents.
Okay.
And they really didn't have many opportunities once they had children, and we struggled. We were on food stamps. We shopped at the Goodwill, and for a good while, we didn't have much money. And as a child, you don't understand it as much. Once I got to be a teenager and an adult and taking on responsibilities and getting a job and understanding more about, well, what are people really up to in the world, that's when I realized that, I actually have control over this. And I was incredibly lucky because I've had godparents who came in and helped and supported us. And my godfather taught me a lot about money management once I got into college. Then as a teacher, I was teaching many subjects, many grade levels, elementary, high school, middle school, everybody. And I realized there was such a need for students to learn like the most critical foundational skills. What do I do with money, and how do I handle my conversations with myself and with other people? I realized there's a missing of this in the education system. And so during the pandemic, I was teaching completely virtually, and I was using an economy system of learning, which is, like I said, everybody has a job, they get a paycheck, they all contribute. And I saw such an opportunity to take this and to make it more available, more accessible to more students and more families. And so I said, let's create Future Empowered, because the future does get to be empowered and it gets to start here.
Yeah.
And so I took a leap, and I resigned from Miami-Dade School District here. And I created this virtual school to bring like really peace, security, independence, and fulfillment to not only my students, but to their parents, their siblings, friends, their family, their community. We're all connected. It all goes around in a big circle. And having this critical piece in place, for me, it was just, I knew it needed to happen in the community, and there was a way for us to really overcome a lot of these struggles that we go through. in poverty and with money and relationships and the ways that we do or don't talk to each other. And I said, okay, let's do this. And you know what? These kids, my students, get to have this because they get to have some of the things we didn't get to have growing up.
Yeah. Wow.
And then they get to continue that on and keep contributing that to their children and future generations and their communities.
Wow, I love it. You look so lit up about what you're up to.
It's so fun. I love it. I'm like, oh man, it is so fun. And it's people really want to learn about money.
Yeah.
Especially kids who are there. It's still new for them when they're a little bit younger and they kind of understand that, wow, I need money for certain things in life.
Yeah.
And then also to bring that to the dinner table where they go home and they talk to mom or dad and they say, did you know that your credit score needs to be between this and this number for us to get a mortgage on the house?
Ooh.
And it's like, oh my gosh, wow, I get to be, a pioneer in those conversations.
Yeah.
And so really eliminating a lot of the gaps and the struggle of not knowing. Just simply not knowing. We get to know and we get to do better.
I'm just beaming because I'm just picturing all of these children who did not have an opportunity before to understand. And I'm seeing them around the dinner table really empowering their own parents and helping them, because that's remarkable. I love it. This is great. We could go on talking about this forever because I think there's so much juice inside of what you're talking about and what you're doing for these children. And I want others to have an opportunity to reach out to you because this is something that I think a lot of people are concerned about with their teenagers is how do they connect with them and are they going to be ready for the real world? So what is the best way for someone to reach out to you, Jess?
My website is available, future-empowered.com.
Okay.
You can also reach me on social media on Instagram, future_empowered. I'm also on Facebook, Future Empowered, and I'm also on LinkedIn. If you wanted to email me, you could email me at futureempowered, all one word, at gmail.com. And I'm happy to be in touch with you there.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing all of that. And we are going to put all of that information on here so they don't have to, you don't have to rush and get a pen. I just wanted to make sure Jess put it out there. And this way our audience out there, if you're having issues with or fears or concerns about your children, in the future and where they're going to be, reach out to Jess so that she can empower them, because this is something that is definitely missing. And now here she is to fill that gap. Jess, thank you so much for coming and having this conversation. I can't wait to hear more about what you're up to. And definitely you're giving me even more insights into how I can help empower my daughter. So I can't wait for that too. So thank you for coming. It was wonderful talking with you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. And thank you for providing this space for this awesome video and conference and really just being a contribution to the community. Thank you.
My pleasure, Jess. You take care.
You too.
Well, if you weren't excited and uplifted by that conversation, I'm not sure what will excite you, because our teenagers need support and need help. And look at what Jess is providing for them. You've got to reach out to her, really. If you have a teenager or if you have a friend who has a teenager and you know that this would be a contribution to them, because she is an amazing contribution. So Jess can be reached at future-empowered.com. That's the website. Or on Instagram at future_empowered, or Facebook and LinkedIn, it's simply Future Empowered. And then you can email her at futureempowered@gmail.com. Reach out to her. And remember, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, let them come to Tanya, because we wear the hat to bring you the facts.